Hello, this is Jeff Byers, and we'll be taking you through adding, this is video 4, the last one, adding bubbles when the pot gets hot enough. We'll kind of have to exaggerate this. Usually it takes 5 to 10 minutes for something to boil over, so we're going to go ahead and add those bubbles to the scene in a more exaggerated fashion. So let's go ahead and add those bubbles. So let's click on End Particles and go to Create Emitter. Okay. And we want, let's go ahead and do the rate at 100 so I can see the rate is 100 right here. So go ahead and move this up, the emitter. And I'm going to go into my outliner. And there's my emitter. And we're going to move it to the bottom of the cauldron. And we are going to go ahead and play. And let's see if we can see the actual emitter. So you can see the particles from that emitter. So emitter 5. It's kind of hard to see with all the rest of the stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and move this out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and modify freeze transformations and just move this out of the way. And let's see what's, oh, there we go. So I can see what's going on here. So there's the particles. They're just directional particles going straight across. So that's why I couldn't see them. There we go. Now you can see them. So there's the particles. Go ahead and select them. And we're going to go in here, and I guess I needed to, under the particle emitter, I'm going to do Omni. Actually, we're going to do it directional. Let's make the direction be up. Let's go to 1. And let's make that 0. On the direction X, direction Y 1. We're in the emitter itself. How many particles? Let's just go with 100 and spread to be 0.5. And let's take a look at how that looks. There we go. So we've got particles coming up. Now that spread is too wide. So let's go with 0.25. Try that. I want it to kind of come up. There we go. Alright. So, let's go in here. I think I might want to do Omni because the directional is just, let's do Omni and see what that gives us. Okay, and then we're just going to need to pull them up with a gravity field. So I'm going to select the particles and add a gravity field. So and this time we're going to have the gravity go the negative 9.8. So we're going to pull them up. Actually, let's do 4 for magnitude, and then direction is 1. So we're going to pull them up. So let's create. Let's go ahead and see what that does. Okay, that's pulling them up too far, too fast. So gravity needs to be brought down to 0.5. There we go. Okay, now the problem is that's okay if, let's move our see, the speed then is too much, so speed's too fast. So emitter and speed 0.25. Let's try that. There we go. Slowly. Okay. We're slowly tweaking. This is the first time I've actually added particles this way, so we're just kind of guesstimating what it's going to be like. So 0.1, let's try that one. There we go. That looks pretty good. I like that. Slowly popping up. That looks great. That looks really good. Okay, so I'm really happy with that, except that we don't want the particles to kind of, you know, start here. We don't want to see any of that going on. So what we're going to need to do is move that emitter up a little bit. So let's click on that and move it up just a little bit like that, so we don't have particles coming out from underneath. There we go. I mean, it's going to be close anyway. Okay, that's good. Alright, so with the emitter, let's go in here to the rate. Again, at frame 1, that needs to be 0. Okay, and then frame, so he's got all the fires going, so let's say at frame 100, let's go ahead and set the rate, and then as it gets a little bit warmer and warmer, we'll turn the rate up. So we're going to start at 110. I'm going to type in 20, and then at frame 120 we're going to type in 30, and then at frame 130 we're going to type in 40, and then at frame 140 we'll go all the way up to 100 and see how that looks. Okay, so we're going to start off slow. As far as particle, the way it looks, that's key. So let's go into the particle and go in here and look at what we have. So we've got points. So this time we're going to do blobby surface. Okay, so blobby surface, and then click on current render type. Radius at 1, so let's do 0.25. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to look in my scene. Okay, we're going to have to wait for it here. There we go. So you can see that's too big. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's do 0.1. That's still probably too big. 0.05. Let's try that. And let's play it again. There we go. Looks good. Okay, as long as they don't go out. There you go. Looks pretty good. We're going to need a lot more time than 200 frames. Okay, so we're just getting started at 200 frames. So let's go ahead and change that to 400. Alright, and let's see how it looks. There we go. Okay, and there they are. Looks good. And I think the emitter, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Yeah, see, we got those bubbles. And so, obviously, those bubbles kind of, we don't want them, of course, to go up that high. So what we want to do is we can go ahead and add a color. So whatever color you have here, we want to add to those. So let's go in here. And it's the water, so I'm going to go in here and add assign existing, so I'm going to click on water, and then select the particles in the emitter. Actually, the particle shape, we're going to want to not live forever, have a random range, and maybe a lifespan of 2 maybe 48 frames, and then 0.5, and then they'll start popping and disappearing. So let's take a look what we have so far. Okay. Alright, so I guess the lifespan's not high enough. Let's see what's happening here from the side view. So there they come. Yeah, they're not living long enough, so particle shape, lifespan 8. Let's try that. Again, this is trial and error stuff, guys. Sometimes it just takes a while to get it to look just right and have it come up. That looks about right. And when are they disappearing? It's taking too long. So again, 0.8 is too long. Let's do 6. We want to see them come out of the pot, but we don't want them to like float around too long. So there they are. There, that's good. That's not bad. Kind of a random range. And let's tweak that out a little bit more. Maybe 5.5. There we go. And let's put this back where it was. And let's kind of look at the scene now. Okay, see how it looks. Alright, so here we go. Lightning, fire. Okay. As it heats up, we've got the bubbles coming up and dying. Okay. There we go. Okay, cool. So you could have, and that's quite a few bubbles. We could have, turn the rate down a little bit with the amount of bubbles we're seeing here. But that's pretty much it. Again, you can tweak things out, make them look a little more interesting. But that's it. And probably want to make those a little bit bigger. As far as the particle size, take a look at the scale, radius. Let's go to 0.1, make those a little bit bigger, and try it again. Let's see if that looks a little nicer. Scale seems to be off with the bubble, so oh, whoops, radius needs to be 0.05 or 0.1. There we go. That looks better. Okay, and we need a lot less. So let's go in here to emitter, and let's go in here and kind of tweak this stuff out a minute. So we got 5.6 on here. Let's see here. Rate is off. Next one is 20. Let's do 10. Let's do half of what we got here. Key select. Go to the next one. Let's go 15. And the next one. Let's do 20. We're just going to raise it 5 each time. Okay. And this will be 25. And let's go ahead and play it and see how it looks. Here we go. Fire spreading, and then going, here comes the bubbles. There we go. That looks much better, like that. Cool. That'll work. Sometimes less is more. And we could probably put a turbulence on that too, on the particles. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like that. Again, we can probably slow down maybe the gravity even more. Okay. Anyway, so that looks good. And that's it. And I'll see you next time.